What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with an Infernoble test hand video. I haven't done a test hand like a video on the channel for a while. I've mostly been doing that in my live streams. But first, guys, I'd like to wish everybody out there in the United States of America happy 4th of July. With that being said, if you guys don't celebrate 4th of July, whatever holiday you guys might have had, it's inferior to ours. Independence Day, you know what? Anyway, with all that America propaganda and America arrogance aside, today, guys, I got an awesome video. Like I said, I have an Infernoble test, and on top of that, today I've been really busy. Been having a lot of family issues. My dad's been very sick. We've been taken to the hospital, but today, guys, I actually have releasing to you guys the Rally to the Kings playmat, which will be right here for you guys, that you guys can see. On one side here, we have Infernoble Knight Charles, and then on the other side, we actually have Artorigus, which I'll showcase you guys here in a second, a better kind of loadout or something like that. So if you guys want the ability to get this mat, check out the Team COG merch store down below. Links are all down there. But before I even continue, since I'm on it, if you guys want to help support the channel, all those links are down there below. TCG player affiliate link, our own store, what else do we have down there? Oh goodness, become a channel member, become part of our crusade against the meta, all that fine stuff. But guys, before I jump into the testings here, you guys will actually have the ability to win this mat. There is actually two versions of this mat. There is this version you guys see here, and then there is a full color version. Now, let me reach over here and grab it for you guys. So the full color version will be limited, so you guys will have to get them while supplies last. However, if you don't have the funds to get it or anything like that, you can actually get it by entering the first ever Team COG remote duel tournament. That's right, a remote duel tournament held on our Discord server, which link down below, of course. Join the Discord server, and announcements are coming of when this will be held. And we're looking within the next 2 weeks or so. It'll be a $10 entry fee, 12-man tourney. All the details will be in the Discord server, so if you guys are not already part of the Discord server, go and become part of it. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and show you guys the color playmat. So right here, we have King Arthur, right here on one side, right? So here's King Arthur, and then, of course, on the other side, we have Emperor Charles. So these right here will be available for sale in the Team COG store. The colored one here is limited quantity only, so you're going to have to get them while supplies last, or, like I said, enter the remote duel tournament. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into these test hands, right? That's why we're here. We want to do all these kind of test hands to make sure that we're still sharp with the deck. So in case you're experienced or novice, this will probably be for you guys. I've actually been able to go like undefeated at my locals a lot with this deck, and I believe this deck is a major sleeper currently in the meta, especially like when you look at other combo decks that exist, like Drytron being the best, and then like the next best decks would probably I'd say Virtual World being a combo deck, maybe, well, definitely Infernoble. Outside of that, there's not that many combo decks that exist out there. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do here is we're actually going to go and do a quick cut and draw our first 5 cards. So our first 5 cards, it looks like we're gonna be Red Layer, Reinforce the Army, and Alstofa, plus Dark Ruler No More. This hand's actually really good, even though like this card gets us to Connector, and Connector is like the whole shebang. We're gonna be able to combo off that way. So all these are gonna be made, practically designed to go first. Now, if we do go second, as you guys can see, we are main decking cards like Dark Ruler No More, which will allow us to completely blow out our opponent's board. Unless you're going against Drytron. Drytron is the only deck that can probably play through a Dark Ruler No More because they have the Herald in the hand. But anyway, let's go ahead and play through this hand here. So let's go ahead and activate Reinforces the Army. I think we will grab ourselves there we go. And right here is actually Dolphin. So let's start off our turn here by special summoning out Red Layer, and then we'll just go ahead and normal the Connector. Connector effect will give us Dolphin. So there we go. And then here you can pitch. We'll go ahead and pitch Dark Ruler No More because if we're going first, we don't need it. So we pitch Dark Ruler No More. Let's look at our opponent's hand. They are now down 1 card. So here, depending on the route that you really want to go, you can rip multiple cards, and that's probably what we'll do just to showcase this deck's ability to kind of play through hand traps pretty well. I'll go ahead and link off the connector and the red layer into Isolde. Go ahead and use Isolde to add whatever you truly want. Since we have Gear Freed, our board's going to be pretty bonkers. I just normally go ahead and grab one of the extenders that we haven't used this turn. So what I'm going to probably grab is a Flint Lady here, just because we can just pitch it no matter what. Just the deck thin. You then can use Connector, Tribute itself, summon back the Dolphin, and then we can just pitch here for that. So technically we've ripped 2 cards from our opponent's hand, which is what you want to see, especially if hand traps. And if they only had one hand trap, we're going after those important combo extenders, or combo starters / extenders. However, though, we will now use Isolde's effect. We'll pay our cost. In this current list, we are sending 4 every time. So play 4. That by using this list and playing like this list of Noble Arms or Equip Cells, we're reducing our brick size, because like DDR is a very powerful extender, but it requires setup. So in our first opening hand, it's a brick. Living Fossil, though, is not so much a brick. However, Metal Silver and Phoenix Blade are bricks in our opening hand. That's why we dump them super early. Durandal is also another good one. Durandal is not a brick in our hand because it's technically like a search card, so we'll go ahead and summon out Olivier, and then of course, you guys have probably seen it, we turn Oliver and the Isolde into Infernoble Knight, Halifibrax. Just Crystron Halifibrax. We'll use Halifibrax's effect. We will bring out Despot. And then of course, you guys know the combo line here. We link up in from Despot into the Big Silly Plane. The Big Silly Plane will give us 3 tokens. There's 1, 2, 3. And then Despot will trigger coming back. Now here we use the tokens and the Dolphin. It doesn't really matter in this scenario if you get rid of Dolphin or you keep it. It's just, you're going to use Dolphin being a 3 is the same level as tokens, so it really truly doesn't matter in what order you go through and do it. So we're going to summon out the Shooting Riser Dragon. A Riser Dragon will actually send on summon. For this hand in particular, we're going to send Super Quantal Red Layer, so his level becomes 2. And then we use Auroradon to tribute the 2 tokens here. The 2 tokens will not do anything, but Auroradon, however, will bring out Coltwing. Maybe we'll actually open like a hand I can show you guys like Coltwing's like combo line. But here comes Coltwing, and then Coltwing is going to give us 2 tokens, and then guess what, guys? You'll never guess it, but the Despot comes back. And so here, you go ahead and turn Despot and a token. Level 3, these are always level 3 tokens. Even though these are level 1 World Legacy tokens, these are level 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. These are just my tokens of choice. We'll go ahead and make Balmug, and then you turn the Shooting Riser, which is level 2, and another level 3 into our boy Roland. So of course, go and activate Roland's effect. So during the end phase, you Foolish and Equip to add your guys self another like Fire Warrior or any warrior, I believe. But we'll go ahead and Synchro here for 9. And then here, the man on the mat comes out. So then what we do is we end up going, you have multiple ways you can do it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it this way. We have Oliver Engrave here that we can use. However, I think the correct route is just go ahead and we'll just go ahead and use Roland to equip to Balmug. Charles will pop the Balmug, and then Balmug will summon back out Coltwing. There's like different routes, there's like different ways you could have done that. By all means, you could have used Phoenix Blade, etc. However, this is just one of the many ways you can do it. And then we're going to grab Despot 001. So do take note, we have technically ripped 2 cards from our opponent's hand, so depending on like what strategy they're playing, like you can like adjust your play line from there. If Herald is going to be very impactful for them, you make Herald here. However, if you make Herald here, we're kind of lacking in the tuner department, so do keep that in mind. If you do make Herald, you are going to be able to end on a, no, you're not going to be able to end on Dweller. You're going to be able to end on Charles, Herald, Gearfried. So in that route, then that leaves like kind of this funky space over here with the Coltwing and the token, but we don't want that. We want to make our board look crisp and clean. So I believe the next route for us to do is to go here for our Power Tool Dragon. So we're going to use Power Tool's effect. We still have 3 DDR, not DDR, 3, what is it? Help me out, guys. I'm losing my train. There we go. Durandal. And just to prove that there's 3 in there, there's the 3. Go ahead and add ourselves 1. We'll go ahead and use it since we're right here. Send off to grab ourselves the Infernoble Knight Roland. Not Roland, Renaud. So many R's. Definitely the French really enjoyed rolling those hard R's, okay? So then we're going to go ahead and special out Renaud. Renaud will actually add us back the DDR. So there we go. So right here we can turn Power Tool and the Renaud into whatever we want. But to be safe, let's go ahead and put out a Savage. Savage is always one of the best, like it's a straight powerhouse. Kind of feel like this card should not be as easy to make as it is, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So we're gonna go ahead and go here. We're gonna grab ourselves 2 tokens, or not 2 tokens. Oh, we get 2 Boral counters. Let me just grab my dice here. So there we go. Make the board look a little bit more straighter here. So there we are, we get those. So we still have this Mecha Phantom Beast sitting over here. So we actually have different routes we can truly go with the hand that we have here. We could actually summon Astolfo by banishing a level 4, and then we can overlay here for our Dweller. However, we also have the ability, we could rip potentially 2 cards from their hand, putting them on a 2-card thing. So depending, since you know what you're playing against, right? So imagine like it truly honestly depends. So like you see your opponent's hand, you saw they have droplets or Dark Ruler, they have triple tactical talents, you name it. If they have a Kaiju, all that type of stuff, which Kaijus are going to be coming back simply because Striker is somehow rejuvenated by 1 card. So it depends on what your opponent has. However, that is the option that we have available to us. So we're going to be able to potentially rip 2 more cards from our opponent's hand while having 3 forms of interruption on the field. So to show you guys that route here, and then we'd still even have Astolfo in hand. That's really the crazy thing. We'll go ahead and banish Renaud, and then we'll banish our Oliver for Phoenix Blade. So then, oh, I miscalculated a little bit. So we'll rip 3 cards and have 3 interactions, but I mean like, they'll put our opponent on 4 cards so we can rip a 3. I mean, it's not totally bad. However, I don't know if I would go that route now that I'm looking at it, because if we do that, then that practically maybe, oh goodness. So I mean, it's no big deal. We can put these back. And then we banish a Fire Warrior, which of course would be our Oliver anyway. Let's do that, yeah, let's do that, right? We all know that this deck can hand loop, so we'll do something new for a change. So we'll banish the Oliver Engrave to summon Astolfo. Astolfo gains the level, and then we overlay the Colt Wing and the Astolfo for our Dweller. And then you can either hold Gearfried, which that might not be such a bad idea, which would give you an extremely powerful follow-up, summon out the Gearfried. But what we will do is we will actually hold on to the Gearfried just kind of in our hand, and then we will resolve Roland during the end phase. Roland will actually send whatever we're truly, let's send another Durandal, and then we'll add ourselves a Renaud for the follow-up. And then also during the end phase, you will use Charles up over here. Charles will actually equip Metal Silver Armor, and then equip the Oliver here. So currently what we're looking at here board-wise, we have a quick effect Charles essentially with Roland in the Grave, but nothing can be targeted. Any monster spell or trap that targets 1 monster will have to target Charles. That's what Metal Silver does. And Oliver says you can't target Charles, so like cards like Monster Reborn, Call by the Grave, and those are just some of the staples that exist that implemented here, but a lot of monster effects do target and stuff like that. So if they target just 1 monster, or they like say target 1 monster, etc., like I just said, they can't. And then of course Dweller during the standby phase, you'll rip out here Astolfo, and then you have that Boral load that's sitting there, and then on top of that we have this crazy follow-up that's going to come through. So this is our first test hand, so I think we're going to do 2 more and go from there. So we'll shuffle it up here and jump into the next one. All right, guys, here into our second test hand. We're going to give the deck a quick cut. And let's go and see our opening hand. We get Fire Flint Lady, not too bad. Metal Silver Armor, Heritage of the Chalice, another Heritage of the Chalice, and Oliver. So right here, guys, we're actually not that bad, believe it or not. So I feel like, so of course, like, if you think in the terms of hand traps, like if they decide to ash, or if they decide to ash here, it's kind of rough. That's okay though, because if they ash here, we do have to follow up with like Oliver and Flint Lady. However, if they don't ash here and they decide to hold, or even if they get us with Droll and Lockbird, we're still good. Like that's the crazy part, is we're still fine with this hand. But with this hand right now, we're actually going to be able to like see the hand no matter what. This is one of those hands that we're guaranteed to see what the opponent has before we make Hulk, which is why this deck is completely crazy. So to start out this hand here, let's move the hand over here. We're actually going to go ahead and fire off Heritage of the Chalice. I believe what I want to add is Ogier. I believe that is the case. It's one of the best normal summons like we have here. So we'll go ahead and search out Ogier. There we go. And then I believe we go normal Ogier, effect of the Ogier, and we're just going to go ahead and send a Gear Freed from our deck to the graveyard. That's because I think further down the line, we're going to have the ability to get that Gear Free back with Renaud, and then like we have like the same board we had last time, except for like if, in this case, if we do get interrupted throughout, like if you think about it, as long as we can get to Power Tool and we have Charles out in the field, Power Tool gets us to Renaud, and then Renaud with Charles on the field will get us to Gear Free, which get us 2 interruptions at the minimum, and then the Power Tool and the Renaud just become like savage. So like no matter what, it guarantees us some form of interruption. So I think this is where you use Flint Lady with special summon the Flint Lady. And then after that, we just go ahead and make Isolde. Isolde's effect on summon. However, if you are fearful of cards like Gamma and stuff like that, I don't recommend using this effect to add. This is kind of just a greedy effect to bait ashes. However, if more potent hand traps are in the format like Gamma, Herald, it'd be kind of wise not to use this, and then just go ahead and use Ogier's effect to equip her, then use the effect to send for cost, just so like you keep her on the field. That is a possible play route you can do if you fear cards like Gamma and Herald of the Orange Light. But we'll go ahead and use her effect to add. Let's just go ahead and add ourselves a red layer, right? So then we'll go ahead and use the effect here, but this time we're gonna pay 3. We're gonna go ahead and send ourselves here, Phoenix Blade. We'll send ourselves wherever we can find the Living Fossil, and I do believe this time we do have to send DDR. Since we opened the Metal Silver, that's how it's gotta be. And then this is where we're gonna be able to summon out Dolphin. So then we use Dolphin's effect, pitch what we just added off of the Isolde. However, you guys can see if we didn't add this, we could just pitch Heritage. That's the next one in our hand. And we get to look at the opponent's hand, rip out any other hand trap that they're trying to hold. Now, the only hand trap that really hurts us is the Rock and or Imperm. Any other hand trap that exists, that is in their hand, that we can get at, that we can see, we can rip it, it doesn't harm us. Now this hand is a little bit weaker, but in some other hands, like we would be able to actually like put Herald out here if this card happened to be like Renaud in a way. We'd be able to put out Herald to stop the Rock or stop the Infirm from touching us. However, in this hand, the only thing that we can not stop is the Rock or Infirm. So once you see the opponent's hand, you go ahead and activate Oliver, pitching Metal Silver to summon itself. And then we go here, and then we go on up into Hulk. Of course, this right here is the same cookie cutter combo that we actually just did, but practically it showed like how to get Dolphin access without having the ability to get the connector, which I guess is pretty cool in a way. Once we go here, we actually turn these two here into you'll never guess who, but the big silly plane. Silly plane. And then here comes Despot. Turn these here into shooting Riser Dragon. Riser, of course, like last time, will send the Super Quantal Red Layer. And then see, Red Layer is actually a really awful card to draw when you are going throughout your game. So sometimes it's kind of nice just to be able to get all 3 of these to the graveyard as soon as possible so you're not top decking them. So like if your board does get broken, you do have the ability to like top deck it into something impactful and not like red layer, which if they leave you a monster you can't do anything with. So anyway, we send that, he becomes level 2. We'll go ahead and use a Rorodon, attributing the 2 to grab us Colt Wing. You guys know the drill. Colt Wing summons 2 tokens. Here comes back the Despot. And then you guys know. Now see, there's like different options we can like explore. Right now, if you don't want to overextend into like you know what your opponent's playing, if you know that Herald would be like a good floodgate to have with him, you can simply make Herald here and then make Charles, so it's Charles and Herald. But I think we're going to push even farther in that matter here, just because I don't like, that's like if you're being conservative, but here at Team COG, where the Crusade is always pushing forward, we're trying to always blow our load and just kind of blow the opponent out. So we'll go ahead, I don't know if that was kid friendly or not, but that was very American to say that. Balmug. Here we go, into Renaud. Of course, you guys know Renaud's end phase. Go ahead and activate Renaud's effect. So during the end phase, you get that recursion. Go here for the beautiful man here on the mat, Charles. And then you go ahead and use Roland effect to summon here. We'll use Roland equipped to Balmug. Charles pop Balmug. Balmug will summon back. You'll never guess who. Colt Wing. And then here comes back Despot 001. And now what you do here is, I believe, we go ahead and make, oh, got that. Mix that up. Go ahead and go here to bring out Power Tool. Power Tool effect, reveal 3. Of course, you guys know we're going to reveal 3 Durandal, just to prove. There's the second one, and there's the third one. And then you go and fire off Durandal, grab herself Renaud. Now, we've already ripped 1 card from our opponent's hand. So this is our hand right now. We'll go ahead and special out Renaud. Renaud will grab us DDR. So right now, let's see here. I think this is going to be one of those. So we go ahead and turn these 2 here into Savage. Savage effect, don't know what I was doing. Savage will grab Hulk. There's the 2. And then I think we banish Balmug and Roland for Phoenix Blade. We'll go ahead and activate DDR, pitching the Phoenix Blade to summon back the Balmug. We then overlay these 2 here for Dweller. And then of course, as you guys know, during the end phase, Roland's effect. And see, like we could have added Gearfried there, but that wouldn't have done us a lot of good. Adding the Gearfried would have left us like funky, like at least we're getting utility here. So like what we get to do now is we get to send a Durandal to add a Gearfried. And I think I messed up. So before you send Gearfried, go ahead and equip the Ogier. Yeah. Do that before you move to end phase. Then Charles's effect will actually equip during the end phase. You can actually equip them both, but we'll go ahead and equip Metal Silver Armor. And then Charles will pick up from the deck another Oliver. So now Charles cannot be targeted or destroyed. And then your opponent is under a soft lock with these 3 cards here. So they can't use anything that targets 1 card, pretty much. And then of course you have Dweller that's able to kind of fall up here. And then we do have the ability to smack Gearfried down, and then Heritage is technically a Renaud again, so that's pretty solid, you know. So like standby phase, fire off. There you go. They can't imperm this because they have to target Charles. They can't target Charles because of Oliver, and it's pretty solid. So yeah, guys. So I think we'll wrap it up and move on into one more test hand, and then we'll call it a night, because we could just sit here and if we could sit here and do test hands all night and all that fine jazz. If you guys enjoy that, think about checking out the live streams, and hopefully here before the end of this month, I will have a new live stream set up so that we'll be able to remote duel with the greatest of ease. So let's just jump into the next test hand. Okay guys, here we are. We're gonna go ahead and do the final cut and see our opening hand here. So we get Oliver. It's always good to see Oliver, it really is. Heritage of the Chalice, Aqua Dolphin, and Despot. So this is a very interesting hand. We didn't get to see Coldwing. Not a problem, not complaining. However, we do get to, I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we do have the ability to see the opponent's hand kind of right off the bat, I think. And the reason I say that is because we can normal this, pitch one. We don't want to pitch this, so we have to pitch one of these two, and then we can use this to grab ourselves Fire Flint Lady. Essentially, we use this, grab Durandal, get us Fire Flint Lady, and then we go that route. Or we go this, grab. Well, we didn't open. Darn, so close. If we opened Durandal, we could grab Gear Free, do the whole Gear Free combo, but I think this is the route to go. We'll go, I don't know. Let's just do it this way. Normal Neospace Connector, Aqua Dolphin. Use Aqua Dolphin's effect, and this is kind of, I'd say pitch Renaud. Look at the hand. All right, that's one card gone. You rip Ash out of their hand, perfect. We'll go ahead and use Heritage of the Chalice, grab us Durandal, wherever it may be, not there. Grab ourselves Durandal. We'll equip Durandal here, use its effect, and that will grab us Flint Lady. We'll then special summon the Flint Lady because we control the warrior, and these two become our Isolde. Isolde will go ahead and add us a Fire Warrior. Let's go ahead and add Flint Lady because we already used it. And then right here, so right here we're actually in a kind of, not really a predicament, but we do have other options to do. I will not do the previous option because we've done that twice already. You can send for Summon Connector, use Connector's effect to bring back the Dolphin and rip another card. However, since we've done that the past few turns, that's practically, we've been able to show you what happens when you have an additional extender. This time I'm just gonna show you like the bare bones, like what happens when you don't have that extra body out here, which very seldom, as you guys just saw, does not happen often, but it can happen. So we'll use the effect here. We'll go ahead and send 1, 2, 3, and we'll send 4. So there we go, we send 4. Summon out Oliver. Go ahead and link here for our boy Hulk. Hulk will then summon from our hand because we're good. The Despot and the Hulk turn into, you guys will never guess what, a plane. So then this is where the combo line kind of differs a little bit. So right here, we go ahead and we make Balmug very early. You make Balmug extremely early here. Tribute these two to grab ourselves out the Coltwing, which was not in there. So Coltwing must be hiding its little face right here. All right, so we go ahead and grab out Coltwing, summon out Coltwing, and Despot. You then turn these here into our Shooting Riser. Shooting Riser, because see, like all this, like so like this is supposed to be like a test hand, but it's all like so like I got like almost so many combos memorized that I am just like, it's almost like clockwork in a way. So I'm not really doing like a test hand, I'm just kind of playing through combos, which there's just so many combos this deck has, to be honest with you. So I do apologize if you guys are not liking that. However, that's just the way my brain works, and everyone's different. We should respect everybody. So instead of sending out the red layer, this is where you send the Gimba. This is where Gimba comes into play. Now, if you happen to open Gimba, there are some different routes you can send to make like, to do a different way, I guess. You can send, you just combo off differently, but like you'll know if you open Gimba, so then you know what to do. However, we don't have time in today's video to be able to showcase you what to do. However, that might be something I make in the future, but send Gimba becomes a 5. you go here for hard making Charles. No rolling, but hard make Charles. And then this is where we banish 2 warriors, which I think we will banish Dolphin and Flint to grab us the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. We equipped Phoenix Blade to Balmug. Charles will pop the Balmug. And then we get Mecha Phantom Beast Coalwing. So if you guys will notice in the very beginning, I left DDR Living Fossil in the deck, and there's a particular reason for that. And because we're going to be kind of eating it for the biscuit here, for lack of better terms. What am I looking for? Oh, Despot. There we go, Despot comes out. So here we go. Then we take these guys here. And well, technically we could do... So technically speaking here, since we know that we're not going to get Renault access because unless we get Living Fossil or DDR, and there's a chance with that, we do have the ability to go, I think, a little bit farther. I think we have a little bit to like secure something a little bit more solid than that, in which case I would actually just put this token all the way over here. I think the bet that we need to do here just to ensure this, instead of taking a chance with like the draw, because like we'll have to reveal 3 cards off of Power Tool, and that would be DDR, Durandal, DDR, and Living Fossil. And there's not a guarantee that we'll get Living Fossil or DDR, and if you have bad luck like me, we're gonna get that Durandal, which we used early on, and then we're just kind of like stuck here with we would just have Charles, Savage, and like Auroradon token, and we don't want that. So I'd go ahead and make Herald right here, and then I would banish Oliver and the Gimba, add this back. And then what we do is we reveal the Oliver in hand, pitch here, summon here. Coldwing's gaining the 3 levels from this token. So he becomes 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 1. I'm awful at math, I think it's 21. And we make Savage. That was pretty cringe, guys, I apologize. But we ain't cringe in the Crusade. So this is our hand. You go ahead, before you enter in phase, go ahead and equip Oliver to Charles. Then during the end phase, since you do not have a Roland's effect to resolve, you just use this Charles end phase effect to equip Metal Silver, and then to equip from the deck YUGiOh. So right now, currently your board is Herald, Savage, Charles. Except for this Charles is not backed up with a pop. Instead, it cannot be targeted. There is the entire soft lock that your opponent cannot target the field. And Charles cannot be destroyed either by card effects. So again, not an awful hand by any means, but like that goes to show you where you don't have the additional body on the mat. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Charles from Team COG. Please remember, if you guys want to get these awesome, beautiful Rally to the Kings playmat, check out the Team COG store down in the link down below. And please remember, guys, stay safe, stay happy. This is Charles signing out.